Let's talk about all things Tradify. Is it worth it? Should you be trading with them? And what can you expect once you do buy an account with them to start trading their straight to sim funded accounts or their challenges? Let's get right into it. Looking at the TradeZella here first, I do want to mention the blow up day I had on Thursday the 20th. There's a hidden minus $3,000 day. I just don't have the data to import it because I lost the account. So I'm not hiding any losses. There's a minus 3K there. But we did make half of it back in these next 2 days. So that's out on the table. There you go. To all the people that are saying, what, you had a red day. Why are you hiding it? You're inauthentic. What do you want from me? I can't go find the data. The account's gone. But anyways, let's talk about Tradify for a second. I was going over it this morning on stream, and I want to just reiterate it here a little bit more clearly. That looking at the straight to sim fundeds, I really go with the 50K or the 150K. Now, of course, you can go with any of them. The 150K is going to give you the most amount of drawdown. You can see the whole max daily loss, $6,000. And the max daily loss of $3,750. Now that's a lot of money that if you're not trading big size, if you're on your normal size of let's say even $500 to $1,000 a trade, you'd have to lose 3.5 trades to hit your max daily loss. And hopefully you would call it quits after one or not one, but 2 or 3, that you really shouldn't have a problem hitting the max daily loss. And the whole max trailing drawdown of 6,000. Again, that's a poor stretch of trading to hit that threshold of 6,000, which could absolutely happen, but it shouldn't happen too quickly unless you're sized too heavily. So people that want to trade $500 per trade, no problem with that, but maybe you're not best suited for the 50K accounts where you're only going to get 2,000 of overall drawdown, because that's just 4 losses away. And we all can take 4 losses in a row, and especially take 2 in one day to hit a $1,000 loss. So there's nothing wrong with your $500 risk per se. You're just maybe doing it on too small of an account where you don't have enough room. So that's why I'd say you probably want to go with the bigger accounts, but keep your size the same. You just get more breathing room. Now, the next thing would be what's more worth it? Well, we can look at the straight to sim fundeds here of $500 for the 50K account. Well, if you use code Evan, you'll get 35% off, or their best deal that they're currently running on these 50K accounts, which is about $180 off, I believe. So you'll get it for like $320 on the straight to sim funded account. Give me my account. I want to start taking payouts. Or you can go with the growth account, which is for the 50K, $139 a month, which if you've seen any of the videos, I don't think it should take you more than a month. Otherwise, you're probably not ready to be trading. We'll get into that in a second. Not ready to be trading, just these sim accounts. But with the $139 a month, there's no activation fee. So if you can make $3,000, whether you risk up or not, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you definitely could if you want to pass it very quickly, and there's no activation fee. So you could be all in for $139, again, before my discount, using code Evan, so maybe even less, and get the account of a funded account. But, and an $85 reset, which isn't bad either. So let's say you buy 2 resets. That's $160 on top of the $140. Let's just ballpark it like $350. Well, that's the same as the straight to sim funded if you were just to buy your way into a straight to sim funded account. So if you think it's going to take you more than, let's just say, 3 attempts at a challenge account of the growth or even the advanced, that's where the straight to sim funded becomes way worth it, because you're going to end up maybe even spending the same amount of money, but you're spending way less time. I'd rather spend $330 on a straight to sim funded and get it today than only spend $250. I saved some money, but it took me like 3 weeks to pass those challenges because those 3 weeks weren't worth it. I could have been building my straight to sim funded account balance for those 3 weeks rather than just the challenge. Everybody follow that? So I think it really comes down to your realistic expectations of, do you think you could pass a challenge very quickly, right? I feel like I could. So maybe I should go with the growth and just try to pass it in a day. And I'd save myself some money and it's the same amount of time. But if you've never passed a challenge, then it's going to maybe ultimately take you like 6 tries, let's just random say, to pass the 50K challenge on the growth. Well, then you're going to end up spending, let's just say, $600 to get that account. And who knows how long. Then maybe it was just worth it to spend $300 one time on the 50K and you get the account today. Again, the $300 or so with my code. I don't know the exact numbers. You'll get 30% off if you use my discount code. So all these numbers do get lower, which is the good thing about it. But I think it's person to person, trader to trader. Try out the growth, try out the advanced, see what you like, what you don't like. Maybe you try the growth and it's taking you way too long. You don't want to just keep sitting in those challenge stages. So then you try the straight to sim funded. Maybe you try the straight to sim and you lose it. Well, then maybe you paid a lot more money, not even a lot more money, but you paid more money just to fail where you would have rather gotten a few attempts at this $139 price and the $85 reset, right? So I do think it's very worth it. No matter which one you go with, try them both out, try them all out, and then you can come to your own conclusion. But that's just my own take on it. Now, the other thing I love on these straight to sim funded, that the consistency rule of 20%. I made another video about this on this channel. You can go and find that one as well. I break that down. For anyone that's confused on the consistency rule by them, really I was just saying your account balance divided by 5. The account balance of when you wanted to take a payout divided by 5. No day can be bigger than that. If you want to take a payout at $3,000 divided by 5, I think you shouldn't have a day bigger than $600. Otherwise, you wouldn't be eligible to take a payout once you're at $3,000. And while I do think that's good for most traders, maybe not all traders, right? For some that want to size up and have heavier days, but that consistency rule doesn't really maybe allow them to because they don't want to have outlying days. But for maybe the struggling trader, the newer trader, the safer trader, it definitely puts nice guardrails in to not blow up and not be greedy, looking for home runs. I mean, you can look at my previous trades here, just a few of them, all taught on AceFX TV. So anyone that doesn't know my strategy, I do teach it here in Futures 2.0, which again, if you use my name, code Evan, you'll get 50% off this as well, and access to the daily live streams where we take these trades live. I mean, this was the long I literally took yesterday on stream, which is pretty textbook right out of this course as well. It's a VWAP bounce. But regardless, this trade here, we don't need to go over the strategy itself, but I'm short off the open range low. 4 minutes later, I get out. I just need a small piece of the move. I use good, decent risk within my parameters. If I don't want to make too much today, because that's just going to push my payout down the line, okay, well then let me put on my appropriate risk, and I don't need to hold this on forever. I don't need 2-3R because that's not going to help me really, right? If I make $3,000 today, I'm going to need to make 15 grand to take a payout. But if I just stay within like the 600, I could easily get to $3,000 and take a payout very quickly. So I'm just looking for a small piece of the move. It really removes the greed factor because I'll take these small base hits. Same thing on another short here. 4 minutes later, it's about 1R. I'm not saying just scalp your way around for no points. I'm getting my 1Rs, but that's all I need. 1R, 1.2R on the quick ones like this one, but 4 candles down and I'm out. I don't care if this thing keeps going. I made my $1,000. That way, if I get my account balance to $5,000, I can take a payout, right? But if I want to sling this thing for $2,000, but then my normal trade tomorrow is going to be like $200. Well, since my trade was $2,000 times 5, now my account balance needs to be $10,000 for that $2,000 day to be 20% of that account, right? But it's going to be a lot harder to get to $10,000 if my normal size now is going to be going back to $200 trades, $200 trades. Because now you just got to stack up way more. Where if $200 a day is fine, if your target's like $3 grand, very quickly you can do that. So I really think the 20% consistency rule keeps you in check of not being too greedy. Don't get over yourself and want a size too big and go outside your plan. Pick your spots. Know what account you're trading. Know how much daily loss you have. Overall drawdown you have. And set the clear target before you even, once you buy the account, set the target of, okay, 20% consistency. I'm eligible for a payout at $3,000. Do I want to take one there or do I want to take it at $4,000 so I have a bigger buffer? Okay, so $4,000 divided by 5. That's the biggest day I should have. Shouldn't be more than that. Okay, cool. Let's start trading. And then you piece your way there. Another quick thing you can look at here is their payout targets of the 50K account here. Your first profit target is going to be $3,000. Okay, cool. So I take $2,000 out. I have $1,000 in. It doesn't matter. Whatever. But for the second payout, you don't need to go make another $3,000. You can see you only have to go make another 2. And same thing for the third payout as well. And then if you go to the 150K accounts, you got to get your balance to $9,000 to take a nice beefy payout. But then you only have to get it back up another $4,500, right? Just to show a little bit more consistency that you can keep on trading and keep this account, but not as much as go make another 9,000 and another 9,000. Right? And you can see for the third payout, it's even less. Go make another 3 grand. Well, you just made 9 and 4,500. Obviously, trading is not easy, but you should not really struggle making another 3,000 if you're on top of your game and all that good stuff. So their payout windows are pretty frequently as well. The 1st and the 4th through the 4th, the 11th through the 14th, and the back half of the month as well. So overall, I would definitely, obviously, think they're very worth it. It keeps you in check. They're very reasonably priced of all these accounts. Like I was saying, the growth, $139 times 30%. Someone do that in their head. Very inexpensive to potentially get an account pretty quickly if you don't fail it at all, because there's no activation fee. But even if you do have to reset it, it's only $85 here. So again, you could be all in for less than $300 and get this account. But again, if you're around $300, I would just argue, we'll just get this straight to sim funded, right? It's not $500. It'd be less with my 30% off. So take it as it is. Hopefully you guys all found value in it. Hopefully you guys all appreciate the information that I laid out, and it all makes sense to you with the consistency rule, their payouts, which accounts will go with. But like I said, that's my opinion. Go check them all out and trade them for yourself. Read the rules more in depth for yourself. Like I said, it's trader to trader. No one's going to be one size fit all. Definitely go trade this account. But I will say, straight to sim fundage are my favorite, then the growth, then the advanced. There you have it. So I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you go check out AceFX TV and Tradify. Both use code Evan. You'll always get the best deals at both of them. Ask any questions down in the comments down below. But keep on trading safe, and I'll see you guys on the charts tomorrow morning.